Hello everybody and welcome. It's Heritage Round. It has been a monstrous weekend. In fact, it's been such Heritage Round, we've wound it back to the 80s when the Brisbane Bullets are the best team in the league. What a weekend for a team that's had a pretty rough NBL 23. What a day of Sunday hoops. So much to get into. Liam Santamaria, Damon Lowery. They're sweet jerseys. We could have had our pick. Well, it was really on size in the end, but that was cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying them. It's cool seeing the throwback jerseys. The Kings, we know, in the 90s were so iconic, and they couldn't get the job done today, though, Cam.
Well, that's why Damon gets to speak first, because he's got the winners on. The Breakers, brilliant. In a little slump, got some injuries. They go on the road, they lead by 14.5, and they withstand a furious comeback and a couple of close moments late. Big win for the Breakers.
It was huge. In the context of this whole league, that game to go on the road, because the Breakers, like we said, have been wobbly. And to go and beat the defending champs on their court at the top of the table, that was just a straight gut check, because they got two grown men on that team. Will McDowell-White and Jarrell Brantley, grown men doing grown men things and just got it done.
You spoke to Will McDowell-White on the Huddle, award-winning podcast in the preseason, and he said, I want to be the MVP. I want to average this, this and this. No, sorry, I take that back. That was my words, not his. He said, I want to average 15, 8 and 8, and I said if he does, he will be the MVP. Now, he hasn't quite got to that, but he is incredibly important.
He's the most important player on this team. The Pardon's fantastic. Jarrell Brantley, as you saw today, was absolutely sensational, and he's massive. But Will McDowell-White is the puppet master of this group, and when the ball's in his hands, good things happen for the Breakers. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. Was a spectacular performance. And in that third and fourth quarters, I mean, they were playing through him. You know, they would play through him. He would make the plays. Every now and then, Jarrell Brantley would get the mismatch. They'd give him the rock. But Will McDowell-White, if he's healthy, he can win games for this Breakers team.
We've had this. We know the potential of him. We know how talented he is. We've been kind of waiting for this, right? He had a little taste of the NBA. We were in Vegas. He played some summer league, turned his ankle. He's sort of right been there. So we've been waiting for this season where he just goes bang, right? 2 questions. One is, all-NBL second team?
Not quite.
So there's no one... This Breakers team are going to finish right there, and there's no one still that you would have in an all-NBL team?
Look, he'll be in that conversation.
Yeah.
I'd need to crunch the numbers on all those guys. I think, you know, Brantley and Pardon, I think, will be in that conversation as well as far as those big guys on the inside. But he's been spectacular, no doubt about it, and he's had a really good season, and it's only onwards and upwards from here. He's only 24.
Upsides like this.
It is. Now, Phoenix. Big win. Monday night, they get beat by Brisbane. Oh, here we go. They're stuffed. They go to Tassie. They win Wednesday. They play Perth today, coming off their best win of the year, and they were brilliant. We didn't have a great deal of time, but, geez, anyone want to give me some words? Because they were great.
Sauce. Big sauce. Started from the beginning. Humongous double-double. Brought all the energy. Creaky was just a little bit below, but was still rock solid. And I think that win came in a massive loss, though, to Rowdy.
Really big loss, that Ryan Brock. It was a great win, no doubt about it, but the Ryan Brock injury is a massive concern for them. But tough schedule this weekend for those two teams. The two teams that lost today, Perth and Sydney. It doesn't surprise me at all that after playing on Friday night, then having to travel across the country to the eastern seaboard and play on Sunday afternoon, that those two teams go down.
Yeah, while I don't disagree with what you're saying, they might have to contend with that in a play-in tournament, and then they're going to have to deal with it, and it's going to be hard. Just before the break, though, Phoenix, remarkably, in the weird season we have, they don't play in the last week of the season. That game got brought forward, so they've got 2 games to go. Cairns at home, Sydney on the road, and then they practice for a week not knowing if they're going to play in a play-in tournament. That is hashtag NBL23. Very quick break, plenty more on the other side of this.
Welcome to At The Line. My name is Simon Legg, and we're here to talk about the association, and thankfully I'm joined by Josh Jenkins. How you doing?
I'm going well, thanks, Leggy. Important time of the year. I know the NBA starts to, grind to a bit of a halt before the All-Star break, but there's still money to be made, so let's make some.
Absolutely. There's always weird peaks and troughs during the season, but one thing we want to highlight is the Six Man of the Year market, because we haven't talked about it that much on this show, but As you can see, as the graphic pops up, Russell Westbrook is $1.83 to win an award in the National Basketball Association. What is going on?
Well, you sound quite worked up about this, so I might just step aside. You tell me, what seems to be the issue? Where's the problem?
It feels like Russell Westbrook has this price because a lot of the players, you talk about Christian Wood, Jordan Poole's drifted a little bit. They're playing too many minutes as starters, and I think they're starting to drop back. Now, I'm not saying Russell Westbrook isn't necessarily deserving, but I don't think anyone in their right mind would take him at $1.83 to win this award.
But he might win by default, that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely.
Interesting.
I just wanted to highlight that because I think it's a very interesting market.
I like it.
And I was shocked when I saw that price.
I love it when you get worked up. That's what we love to see.
I'm worked up about something. Well, I'm not worked up about something else. We're going to talk about the Nets because of Kevin Durant's injury. And breaking news, to anyone who didn't know, the Nets are bad without Kevin Durant.
Well, when you lose the best, second best or third best player in the world, generally you're going to struggle. But the Nets have just got to find ways to get dubs without Kevin Durant. You've got to keep your head above water. So Simmons has got to step up. Claxton, Kyrie's got to have big games where he has 40, 42, 44 points. You just got to find ways to just, stay at 500 until you get the great man back.
It's a very good call. I was wondering how they're going to do it. Hopefully Ben Simmons can fire. Now, we want to also talk about the Western Conference market because you have a few thoughts on this. We've obviously seen Denver have come into their own. Nikola Jokic is playing brilliantly. The Warriors are still $4.50, which interests me.
Yeah, that's madness. But Denver, they are incredible, and we'll talk about Jokic in a minute. Memphis Grizzlies, the Sacramento Kings aren't on that list. They are in the top 4 in terms of the actual standings. So maybe the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown, are worth a little dollar or two.
Very interesting. Now, we did just talk about Nikola Jokic.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a battle of the facilitators on Monday. We've got Josh Giddey against Nikola Jokic, and you have got a couple of bets that have some serious value in this one.
Well, I want to take both to get a triple-double here. So Jokic is $2.30, and you say, that's not much value. But he averages 20 and 5, 11 and 9.9. Basically averages a triple-double. Look at Giddey, $16. He had a triple-double on January 11, so get involved there. $16 is beautiful.
That's very good. I think Jokic has had 14 triple-doubles this season, so I reckon you're on the money with that one. But if you want to follow Josh Jenkins in, please make sure you do so responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Get on the rim and... Oh, my. Oh, hello.
Welcome back, wherever you might be. I'll tell you what, boys and girls, wherever you might be around the nation, these are some of the top 10 players from round 15, all thanks to NBL Chains. Now, Chains is the officially licensed digital collectibles of the NBL. Liam Santamaria knows about it very well. It's a chance for fans to collect and trade their favourite NBL players and their moments in a unique and exciting way. Look, Kadee had a great night that night. The NBL Chains Discord community voted on their top player of round 15. We're going to get to that very shortly, but it's great because one lucky Discord member will receive a jersey from their favourite NBL team just by voting. So if you want to get involved in the action, change.basketball.com.au. Any guesses? You got it wrong last week
Walton
too.
Jr., the twirly whirl.
All right.
Nah, it's got to be Tyler Harvey from half court.
Okay.
That was this round.
It was this round.
Oh, sorry.
Go back a week.
Did we see it? Did we just see it?
We haven't yet. We'll copy and paste that. We'll copy and paste.
All right,
I think
next
it might
week.
get next
Next
week. Let's have a look. I like this. I don't think he meant it. In fact, I'm certain he didn't mean it. I'm waiting. We're going to get to it. Here it is. Here it is. It's Rajon Tucker. He doesn't do his shoelaces up, I don't think. There we go. Loses it. Bang. Peatling, little left-hand finish.
Love it. Loses his kick.
Yep.
And then throws the pass of the year.
Yep.
Bam.
That's how you know you're fast.
Might have got away with the trap.
You're running out of your shoes. If you lose your shoe, you're allowed to take 3 steps. That should be should be an NBL rule on the way out. Hey, talking about that team, again, huge last night. Go to Adelaide. Adelaide fighting for their season, and Melbourne get it done. Chris Goulding, first few minutes was incredible. He does that more often than not, and in the end they hold on. Comes at a price, we think. Unfortunately, Shea Ili, we're giving a shout out to Shea Ili right now. We know the battles he's had this year with concussion, and he's been brilliant when he's been in. Melbourne are a hell of a lot better team when he plays. The league is better when he's on the court, and we're thinking of you, mate. We hope that you're okay, and that's way more important than anything else. They were great last night. They've found momentum. It's a big win.
I'm really worried for Shea Ili. You know, I mean, I think he's going to need to sit down the rest of this season at least. So that's going to be fascinating to watch. Hopefully he's okay. Meanwhile, this team is rolling. Now, can they keep it rolling without him on the floor? They couldn't earlier in the season, but right now they're marching all the way to the playoffs.
They hot. They are hot, playing the right way. CG doing his thing. XRM. Remember the guy that led the team in scoring, assists, and rebounds? That's that guy.
Yeah.
He's making big shot after big shot. The backcourt's rock solid. They playing the right way. My biggest concern with that group is, we got Ice coming back and Barlow to come back, but Marcus Lee's got to stay out of foul trouble.
Adelaide. Now, we've spoken a lot about Adelaide, championship or bust. Antonio's Cleveland put it on the record in the off-season. I think it was fairly obvious when they went and spent the money they did to put this roster together. Unfortunately, it's bust.
It is. It's been a bust. They've got a lot of work to do to get to 500 to finish this season off. So they never really got to a point where they could defend at a consistent level. They'd have patches here and there. They've got some good defenders, but collectively they could never get that done. And if you can't defend at a high level, you can't win consistently in this league.
I think we got to start looking at, like what the AFL do, have a list manager. Because we go out and go get players. That guy looks good. Let's get this guy. But then, is it a good fit? So, obviously, Adelaide is just loaded with talent top to bottom, but do they fit? I don't know if they do.
So, a GM. You want a GM of basketball?
Not almost
what
a
Jeff Van
committee.
Groningen was for that club.
Almost a committee. If you say, we want to get this guy, 3 or 4 guys get together and go, hang on a minute, let's talk about this. It's just, and the coach gets a say, but we got to have more says because, it's too easy to get a gig. And I'm just saying, talent-wise, it looks great, but if it doesn't fit, what's the point?
What wasn't the whole thing coming into this season? CJ Britton has the group that he wanted together. We're excited. CJ finally now has the team that he wanted, that he put together, that he can coach.
And what you're saying, some clubs already do have that. In fact, as you said, Adelaide have had that in the past. And what happens? And I think people look for excuses, right? So last year, CJ's first year, they were a little disappointing, but they didn't have this team. And it was like CJ came in late, coached the team that he may not have particularly wanted. Okay, cool. Now he's got the team. So everyone looks for, the coach didn't get to pick the team. But the coach picked the team. So I'm not talking just CJ specifically, but there are some clubs who actually have someone removed that puts together the players. I just think defensively they just have not even come close to being able to do what they need to.
Rob Franks, the Brisbane Rob Franks, the 20-10 kind of guy, he hasn't been 20-10 this year. He's been 17-6. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why? Why is that? We just saw it. And Antonius Cleveland, you as the defensive player, you're in that mix. Like, now what's going on?
Well,
it's like the whole system is just flipped to go from defensive focus to offensive focus. It didn't work.
They got a lot of long off-season to work it out.
Yeah. A lot of work
Phoenix
to do.
get the job done. New Zealand get the job done. Heritage round is done and dusted. 2 weeks to go. What's going to happen? I don't know.